now Monster Consume, I would say, is pretty top tier. If you're a beginner to the game, this should be a really good deck for you. Even if you played the game for a while and looking for something new to try out, Monster Consume is absolutely amazing. So we're gonna go to the basics. Your primary leader card is gonna be Unseen Elder. It's a really good card that does a bunch of consumes. If you read it real quick, consume an ally, but strengthen instead of boosting. That's really important. We'll get back to that in a little bit. Repeat 2 times. So if you don't understand what that means, basically you're gonna consume an ally card and you're going to destroy it, and you're going to give the power to your leader card here. But instead of boosting, which is most of the cards do, it's going to allow it to strengthen instead, which is very important for a card we're going to put in our deck later on. And you get to do it 3 times. So that repeat 2 times just means you do it 3 times. It's a very good card. It's going to help you out. It's a primary card in this Monster Consume deck. You can actually get this card for free in the tutorial section of the game. A lot of people don't know about it because it's a newer feature of the game. People playing from the very beginning of the beta, you might not know that it had tutorials, and they actually allow you to unlock leader cards for all the different decks. So he's unlockable, probably takes about 15 minutes to unlock him. Very worth it. Alright, so we're going to move right along and we're going to build this deck. So first thing we're going to do is going to add one of these adrenaline rushes. So the only time we're going to use this adrenaline rush, like 99% of the time, is going to be on that leader card. So you're going to boost him high. I've had him, 30 is normal. You get about a 30 in a round 2, and you can throw the adrenaline rush on him, and you're bringing that 30 into round 3, which is really good. One thing we'll say is watch out for scorch on this one. We kind of want to draw the scorch out early because you don't want to have a 40 leader and then all of a sudden it gets scorched. So we'll talk about that a little bit. So adrenaline rush, you only need 1. I found if you have more than that, you end up drawing too many and they become dead cards towards the end of the game. You don't want that. So just 1. If you draw it, it's good. If you don't, it's okay. The deck doesn't need it. Alright, moving right along. We're going to skip over these silver cards right here that a lot of people use. Commander's Horn and Scorch. They're very good cards, but they're just not meant for this deck. First silver card I'm going to put in is Monster Nest. We'll get into that in a little bit. I only have a couple special cards, that being one of them. So first things first, we're going to throw in 3 spiders right here. And go on. So Nectar's right here. This is the primary card for the Consume deck. Basically, it's your bread and butter. If you don't draw this card throughout your hand, you'll still be okay with this deck, but you're going to want one of these in your hand. Basically, so when you consume a card, it raises it by 1, no matter where it is. If it's in your hand, if it's on the board, or if it's in the deck. If it's in the graveyard, it's not going to boost it, but it's okay, don't need it. So, the whole time you're going to be consuming cards over and over and over again. So these little guys are going to get boosted. I've had these all the way up to 20 before. So it really depends on how well you're going through your deck and going through the motions, but they are going to be very important to your deck. Move around, we're going to Ghouls. Ghouls are very, very good cards. Really quick power, really easy. Definitely round 2, round 3 cards. You want to be using them. We're going to put them down here. Just get some card separation. So you can kind of see all the cards we're going to put in this deck. So basically what the Ghoul allows you to do is you consume a card from your graveyard and it boosts the power of this right here. So say you have, a 7 in your graveyard, bam, grab it. Now this Ghoul is 11, and you've also, all 3 of your Nectars right here, they've already gone up to 4. And each time you play a consume card, they're going to boost. Alright, moving right along. I like to keep one of these bad boys in the deck. It's not really a part of the consume deck, but it's what gives my deck a little more flavor than other people's decks. So we're going to go ahead and put it right here. Basically what this card allows you to do, it's more like a round 2, round 3 card. I'm going to play it down kind of early, and it's just going to be moving around and doing damage to your opponents. It's really good against weather decks because if it gets hurt, the next round it comes back up, it heals it back up to 5 no matter what. So the weather takes it down to 3, or if they have some more wild hunt riders down there, it might go down to 2. Bam, it's going to come back up to 5, and it's going to do a damage. And so every turn, for the longer it can play, the better it is. So again, not a necessity card, but just like I have it in there. Alright, Behemoths. Very important. Want to keep these bad boys down here. Again, it doesn't really matter where you're putting them in your deck builder. It's just like, I like doing that instead of throwing them all in one row so I can get a little visual representation of what I have here. Alright, so basically whenever a consume happens, you can tell consume is what's happening over and over and over again. It's going to spawn a spider. Very similar to Elite. It's going to be a little different graphic, same exact name. But what happens, it still triggers this ability right here. So if you consume something and this is on the field, it's going to summon one of it's gonna spawn a new one, and then it's gonna summon all 3 of these from your deck. So you don't want to have these in your hand ever. You never want these in your hand. So very, very good. You know, keep 3 in them. Just make sure you draw. Move right along. Our warriors, very, very important to have these guys right here. Every 2 turns they consume a card and they gain its power. Very important. They've added it into the game. It used to be consume the lowest or anything like that, so you couldn't really control how it was going to react, but now it's just to the right. So whatever card is to the right, so when you're placing these cards down, you got to make sure you're very careful in where you're placing them. And you place this card down, it's going to consume the card to the right and boost itself. Again, when you're boosting this, it's going to increase your neckers. Also, if you're doing the consume and you have one of these bad boys out, it's going to pull the spiders out of your deck. Should be very good. Alright, moving right along, we got the vampires right here. Ikamaras, we're going to go ahead and put them down here. Again, just for that visual representation of getting them nice and spread out. Alright, so these ones, so they used to be a little bit better. They're still pretty good. I recommend having them in your deck. So when you put it down, you're going to gain that resilience. But the problem is, if you're really resilient right there, if it's boosted, it's going to bring its power back down to the base power. So you're not going to get a huge boost. You used to be able to eat your biggest guy right here, get a 25, 30, and then bring him into the next round very easily. Can't do that anymore, but it's okay. So again, that boosted right there, the resilient, that is why our leader works out so well with the adrenaline rush, because the leader isn't boosted. It's increased the base strength, so it follows over, it carries over to the next round with that extra strength. So these are good cards, you know, playing round 1, round 2-ish, and you know, just adds that consume, it's just another stack of consume what you want in your deck, and it's going to give you 6 going into the next round. It's pretty good. Alright, these bad boys right here, you want all 3 of these bad boys in your deck. They are very, very good. What they're going to allow you to do is get more neckers in your deck, which is very important. Because these are very weak to begin with, and if they get destroyed, you're going to run out of the big consumes. And with their ability, it's a good thing and a bad thing, or death wish. When it dies, it's going to spawn a copy of itself from your deck. So if it killed 1, alright cool, we got 2 left, it's going to pull 1 out of your deck. Say you lose round 1, or you pass round 1, and it's going to kill that one, it's going to pull the 3rd one out. Now you're out, and you don't have any more in your deck. So these bad boys, you want to play in conjunction. The only card you want to use this with is your necker. So if you don't have one, don't use the other. You know what I mean? Alrighty. Gonna keep it going here. Alright, the Fiends. The Fiends are a rather new card that I'm putting in the deck. I've liked this for their ability to use. Oh, put it up there. And bring it back down. I like them for their ability to use with other cards. So right here, if you read it, if you have a relic in your hand, strengthen itself by 3. Again, strengthen by 3, not boost. A very, very, very important difference you're going to have with this whole deck. So you play this card, and you have another relic in your hand. You'll notice that these, in fact, are relics themselves. So you have 2 in your hand, you play 1, bam, it's 11. So what happens when it's strengthened by 3, and it becomes 11, and it dies, the next round you can use a ghoul on it. So this is 11 plus your 4, bam, you got a 15 card just like that. And then they like say that's what you want to do. You want to have those big cards out there real quick, because it's gonna pull their scorch out of their deck. And they're gonna see it, they're gonna freak out. They're like, wow, that's 15. I need to burn that thing. We'll go ahead and scorch that one. Bam, I got another one, and freaking grab another relic. It's good to go. Alright, again, this is a rather new thing. Not all consume decks have this. Most consume decks stick to only the consume cards. But like I said, with this variant of the deck, I have been non-stop winning. Alright, keep it going here. We're going to our silver cards now. Roach. I like Roach just because it's an easy card to have in your deck. It requires, you know, no extra effort. You play a gold card, bam, you get an extra 4. So, for right now, I'm going to keep him up there. Moving right along, these are some of the best cards in the game for any monster deck. If you're playing a monster deck, doesn't matter if it's a weather one or if it's a death wish one, you want these cards in your deck. You can take up 3 of your silver spots, but it's 100% worth it. So I'm gonna put these bad boys in here. So basically, if you don't know what these cards are, they're the crones from the game. And if you play 1 crone, it plays the other 2. So you get a 6, a 6, and an 8. Combined strength of 20. So playing 1 card from your hand gives you 20. Another thing you'll notice is they're all relics as well. So they work very well with the Fiends. So you have one of these in your hand, you have one of these in your hand, you play it, bam, 11, bam, you play this, bam, 20. So with 2 cards in your hand. It's like a great opening move that I use all the time. Play the Fiend if you have the Crone in your hand. Immediately play the Crone. Now you got 31 on the board and you can pass. It puts all the pressure on them. You've only used 2 cards. They have to use 3 to 4 cards and kind of break their strategy up because no one expects you to pass that quickly. Very good cards. Have them in any monster deck, period. Moving right along, we're going to the Kraken. Now, at first, I thought this card wasn't that good. I looked at it, consume a unit with 6 or less health, or power, sorry. If there's no eligible unit, boost by 8. That's pretty good, you know, not the best gold card in the world. But the one thing that got me was consume a unit, not consume an ally. Because you look at all these other cards, consume a bronze or silver unit from your graveyard. Consume the unit to your right. All this stuff is consuming an ally. Gain resilience and consume an ally. This bad boy actually allows you to consume an enemy monster, which gives you a big swing. You put the 4 down, so you're already plus 4. You eat one of their monsters. Hopefully it's 6. You know, most of the time you'll get a 5 or 6 on their side. Bam, you take 6 minus away from them. Now you're at 10. It consumes it, so it's another plus 6. So with 1 card, it's now worth 16 points. It's a very big swing. You're taking points away from them, adding it to your hand, and all your neckers in your deck, your hand, or on the field are gonna get a plus 1 on top of it. So it's a very good card. Highly recommended for any consume deck. Next one, again, not so much a consume card as more of a monster card. This card is hit or miss. I'd say about 75 to 25% of the time it works, but when it does work, it works so well. So the problem with this card is that it's got 2 turns instead of 1 turn, which, you know, those 1 turn cards are very good, but it's got 2 turns. And the fact that it only has 4 power. So it's very easily taken out. A lot of cards, you know, dish out 5 power, 7 power, and they're going to take the shot right away. But if they don't have those cards in your hand, this card could be the matter of winning or losing. Basically, what you want to do is you want to wait for that powerhouse card to come out on their side. You know, they're dropping the Geralt, or they're dropping a higher card that they're putting resilience on, and then they're boosting it up to try to save it for the next round. Bam, you play this bad boy on the opposite row. 2 turns later, that card is on your side now. I've won many games where they had a resilient dwarf over there that had 25, and they were looking smug, and they thought they were good to go, and they passed. Bam, throw this card out there. That card is mine. Not only do I win this round, but now I go into the next round with their 25 strength resilient dwarf. Perfect card. Go ahead, throw this in your deck as well. Next one is just going to be a Geralt. I mean, it's a great card, especially in combination with rogues. You play the card, you get 17. It's good. Round out your gold card right there. Oh, sorry, almost forgot. Chris, again, another great card. Gives you that plus 13 because you're doing 5 damage plus the 8. Really good card because this card, this deck, as you notice, doesn't have a lot of damage in its hand. Not a lot of damage. So this is a nice little one in case they got something going on the other side of the field that you don't want them to have. We have one last card to add to this deck, and it is a great one. We skipped over it, so I wanted to save the best for last, as I say. This card right here is abnormally amazing. So at first, when you read it, we're going to zoom in on it even. At first, when you read it, after 1 turn, at the start of your turn, consume all bronze and silver units in your graveyard, but only boost self by 1 for each. You're thinking, oh, that's not that good, you know, it could be better, don't really know what we're going to do with that. Basically, what that's going to allow you to do is that all these neckers that you've been spawning into your deck, and you've been killing and consuming, all these freaking spiders that you played out, see these first 3 right here, they're not doomed. But all the ones that you come out here are going to be doomed. We'll zoom in and show you that right there. So the hacks right there, it's going to play all the other, and it's going to be doomed. So it's not going to go in your graveyard, but all these other cards are going to be in your graveyard. So this is a final trump card you get to play at the end, and it's very, very good. Also, just notice that I had one more card missing out of here, which is essential to the deck. I'll go ahead and throw them in here now once I find them. Oh, wow. There they are, our Harpies. Harpies are crazy good. So, they're combo cards right here. So, I was showing you earlier with the Fiends and the Relics, comes out as 11. Use Ghoul on it later on in the game, in the 2nd or 3rd round. Bam, you got a 15 card. That's a 3-card combo right there. The other combos right here are going to be your Harpies and your Van Warriors. What that's going to allow you to do is your Harpies are going to spawn 2 eggs to the left. So you throw your harpy out there, then you have your warrior out. Put the warrior to the left, it's going to eat both eggs. So those eggs, the reason they're so important is when they're consumed by another unit, you boost that unit by an additional 4. So each egg is worth 5. On top of that, when they get consumed, or if you end the round and you still have some eggs on your side, it's going to give you another little harpy hatchling plus 1. Not a huge thing, but there are mini games that are won and lost by that 1 point. So very, very good to have these in conjunction with your warriors. Now, a quick scenario right now is you play your behemoth in your hand. It's going to go ahead and put down 6. It's going to gain that 2 armor. And next thing you do is drop a harpy on your next turn. They're going to see kind of what you're doing. They're going to see what's going on because those eggs are going to come out. Bam, play the warrior. And the reason they buffed the warrior very recently, and you have a deploy effect now where you consume the unit on the right. Before it just you have to wait for those 2 turns. So you immediately get that bam, you ate the egg. So eat the egg, get plus 5, the card's at 11 now. And your spider activates, so it's going to pull out the hatchling. Bam, pulls out the hatchling, that's 3. And it's going to pull out your other 3 spiders in your deck as well. So you got 3, 6, 9, plus the hatchling is going to be another 3, which makes it 12. Adding the plus 5 from the egg, and another plus 1 for the harpy hatchling coming out. At 6, it's going to be a great combo. Trust me, you're going to love it. That's it for this video right now. Just wanted to show you guys my deck and how I use it. Later on, I'm going to show you some actual gameplay for this. But if you like the video, please like it. If you want to see more content about Gwent or any other video games, go ahead and subscribe to that channel. Y'all have a great day.